Back in our last video about Measured, I posited that increased stagger might make Measured better than other talents, if in fact it did help stagger enemies. This was unproven, and I haven't seen any Division 2 content creator or Reddit post tackle this mysterious mechanic. So I set out to find out how exactly stagger works in another interesting investigation. Hey agents, it's Dispatch. Welcome to the channel, where we talk about the math, builds, lore, and game design of Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Let's get stuck into it. First, let's talk about Stagger. With Stagger, we're talking about the animation that occurs after doing damage to the enemy that stops them from shooting at you. We are not talking about a status effect like Disorient. We are also not talking about the surprise animation where the enemy is startled when they first see us. We're talking about when we shoot the enemy, at some point they rear back and their weapon stops firing, often moving off target as well. If you slow down footage, it's very clear to see. Sometimes the animation snaps as it changes from normal aim punch to actual stagger. The easiest enemies to answer this question on are enemies with armor plates and shields. If you break an armor plate or a shield, these enemies will be staggered. For every other enemy, things get a little bit more complicated. To answer this question, I tested at Lincoln Memorial over and over, with the apartment and a SIG MPX with killer as the other weapon. The apartment doesn't seem to benefit from recoil interrupt. There didn't seem to be a difference in the time to stagger between these two weapons. I know it's kind of a meme to test on this mission, but I needed a mission that was repeatable, quick, and close quarters so I could see the stagger animation when it happened and have high accuracy. I then tested at some control points to get data on different factions, archetypes, and on elites. What I discovered is that reds seem to stagger when they lose about 25 to 50% of their health. Purples stagger when they lose about 50% of their armor. Stagger isn't guaranteed, rather it seems to be a very high chance of happening. Sometimes enemies don't stagger at all. Sometimes you can kill them before they're even able to react, much less stagger. Elites seem to stagger when they lose about 2 to 3 armor bars or around 30 to 50% of their total armor. I didn't see any repeat staggering, so I imagine this is due to an internal cooldown of the stagger mechanic on enemies. So basically we can count on one stagger that will take place at around half health or half armor and will last approximately 1.5 seconds. We definitely want to have a TTK that allows us to kill the enemy in this time frame. I would find it hard to imagine that the devs would tune the stagger mechanics for legendary, so I would give an educated guess that these mechanics apply the same at every difficulty. If anyone has info on this, I'd love to hear it. For now, I'm thinking this is probably pretty consistent, as it was consistent across weapon types and factions. Alright agents, this was a pretty quick video as I was able to keep the scope pretty tight. Do you have any unanswered questions about this mechanic or any other mysterious mechanics in this game? Put that down in the comments, along with the contact info for your whole extended family so we can spam them to sub to the channel. Like the video, and as always, this has been Dispatch. Take care out there.